Deadpool 2, Juggernaut's Pool Party. If you've seen the movie Deadpool 2, you might remember the ridiculous antics of the character played by Ryan Reynolds. You might have even done a great breakdown of a scene from the movie like Nerd Talk did. But if you were like me, you probably watched Juggernaut take a streetlight cable to the rear end and proceed to be electrocuted in a small pool, which prompted me to make this video. This is Grimsdale Gaming, and you can call me Grim, and today we will be answering the following questions. What exactly happens in this scene of the movie? Why didn't Juggernaut die from being electrocuted in a pool? What causes electrocution in pools? And how can you be safe around electricity in pools? Timestamps available for those that want to skip around, and as always, sources will be in the description below. What exactly happens in the scene of the movie? In the scene I have named Juggernaut's Pool Party, the portrayed villain Juggernaut is subjected to a street lighting power cable through the rear end, after which he is subjected to a short fall into a small pool, which of course results in him being electrocuted. Essentially, prior to this, the force of Juggernaut throwing Colossus had damaged and broken open a streetlight pole, exposing a live cable. This live cable was likely a voltage of 120, 240, or 480 volts AC, carrying a current between 1 and 5 amps. Recall from my video on the shark from Jaws 2 that this is much lower than the voltage and current required for the no longer used American electric chair. This would be enough to force the muscles of an individual experiencing electrical shock from this source to contract and tense up. So after the power cable is inserted into the rear of Juggernaut, he would experience a shock and his body would tense up. Pushing him into the pool would keep him contained throughout the occurrence of the shock, and anyone who jumped into the pool would also be shocked. Part 2. Why didn't Juggernaut die from being electrocuted in a pool? Now, as you recall, superhero movies do not always follow science, nor should they, as it is not the point of those type of movies. So now we will delve into the fictional world and why Juggernaut was able to survive this experience where others would not. Without delving too deeply into the deep lore of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the origins tend to follow a similar story in all fictional versions of Juggernaut. Essentially, he is the stepbrother of Charles Xavier, Professor X of the X-Men, as his father married Charles' mother. During his military service, Juggernaut deserts a mission and winds up in the lost temple of Sitrok, which is considered a powerful mystical entity. Juggernaut unearths the Crimson Gem of Sitrok, which upon touching it bestows upon Juggernaut powers beyond a normal human. Juggernaut's powers include superhuman strength, superhuman durability, and depending on the source material, also includes irresistible force embodiment, superhuman speed, and superhuman stamina. Superhuman durability is important because skin, muscles and bone are several times denser than the same tissues in the body of a normal human being. This greatly contributes to his superhuman weight and makes him extremely hard to wound via external forces including bullets. This would not, however, prevent something from wounding him from the inside, like say a power cable through the back end up into his rectum. Due to his superhuman durability, and likely the mystical powers granted from the Crimson Gem of Sitrok, Juggernaut is able to survive the electrocution in the pool. The real question here is, how long can Juggernaut bloody hold his breath? Part 3. What causes electrocution in pools? Electricity in swimming pools can be very dangerous to humans without all of Juggernaut's superpowers. Let's start by exploring what can happen to a human in a pool with an electrical source in it. There are essentially two common deaths due to electricity in water. The first being electrical shock drowning, which happens when electricity paralyzes someone under or inside of the water until that person drowns. This is due to the electrical source contracting a person's muscles, not allowing them to escape the water and inevitably drowning the person. The second common death is electrocution in water, which is what happened to the shark in my Jaws 2 video. Feel free to go and watch that video, as I don't feel the need to explain this situation all over again. The three main causes of electrocution in a pool are: 1. Underwater lights, pumps, filters and vacuums with faulty electrical wiring. 2. A lack of GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupters, which are protections for outlets and circuits around the pool. 3. Electrical appliances and extension cords entering the water. Part 4. How can you be safe around electricity in pools? Prior to entering a pool, the following safety protocols should be followed. Checking any wiring associated with the pool, noting any lights out or equipment malfunctions, as these could be indicators of leaky current in the circuit. Make sure to use battery-operated appliances in or near the pool instead of using appliances that require AC outlets. Always swim in a supervised pool or use the body system for safety if no supervision is available. Understand the electrical circuits near the pool, such as electrical circuit breakers, which can be used to shut off the electricity in an emergency if needed. When installing new plugs near or around a pool, make sure they include a GFCI in each separate circuit. And finally, if you are ever in doubt, you can always call a licensed electrician to inspect your pool or any pool for compliance with the National Electric Code, at least in the United States. If you or a friend are already in the pool, here are some safety protocols you can take if you suspect electrocution is taking place. If you are not in the water, do not enter it, as you could wind up in severe danger. Instead, go cut off the power immediately if possible. Extend a non-conductive material with a hook, if possible, to the person or people in the pool in order to either hook onto them or allow them to grab hold if they can. Either have the person or people lay down on their back or lay them down on their back if they are not moving. Then call emergency services. Make sure to administer CPR if you are able to and have proper training to do so. If you are in the water and you start to feel a tingling sensation, exit the pool without touching anything metal or conductive. Everyone, please be safe out there while enjoying pools and tubs in the hot summer. Thank you for listening, and remember, stay shocked.